Today you will learn how to read a pictograph and a line graph. Let's review. A pictograph is a graph that shows data using pictures. Now, data is just information about something. For example, teachers collect data of students' birthdays at the beginning of the year. Here's a pictograph of students' birthdays. If you look at the bottom of the pictograph, you'll see a balloon that equals one student. This means that for every one balloon on the graph represents one student's birthday. So I find that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 birthdays in the month of January. There are also 4 birthdays in the month of February, 2 birthdays in the month of March, 2 birthdays in the month of April, 5 birthdays in the month of May, 1 birthday in the month of June, 3 birthdays in the month of July, 1 birthday in the month of August, 2 birthdays in the month of September, 0 birthdays in the month of October, 2 birthdays in the month of November, and 4 birthdays in the month of December. Now, let's practice answering questions about a pictograph. Which month does not have any birthdays? Can you look at the graph and figure out which month does not have any birthdays? October, of course. October is showing that it does not have any birthdays. Let's answer another question. How many more birthdays are in July than in October? So this is a subtraction question. We've got to figure out how many more birthdays are in July than October. Well, if July has 3 birthdays and October has 0 birthdays, that means July has 3 more birthdays than October does. Let's practice reading some more pictographs. Here's a pictograph of a reading competition. So 6 students read as many books as they could. If you look at the bottom of the pictograph, you'll see that each book represents 2 books read. So, how many books did Zane read? Can you figure that out? Well, let's see. Here's what I'm going to do. I know that every one book represents 2 books read, so I can just skip count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Zane read 18 books. Let's answer another question about this pictograph. How many books did Zane and Seth read altogether? Well, altogether means that we have to add. We know how many books Zane read, but we don't know how many books Seth read. Let's count by 2s to figure it out. 2, 4. Seth read 4 books. So all we have to do is add 18 books plus 4 books. That equals 22 books. So Zane and Seth read 22 books altogether. Let's look at this pictograph next. Now, what I like to do is I like to count how many of each there are of something. So for example, if I know that 1 cake represents 4 votes, I can count by 4s. Here's 4, 8, 12, But this right here, this isn't a full cake, this is a half a cake. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to split this in half. If one whole cake equals 4 votes, then that just means half a cake is 2 votes, because half of 4 is 2. So we got 4, 8, 12. 12 plus 2 more is going to equal 14. How many chose chocolate as their favorite cake flavor? 4. How many chose strawberry as their favorite cake flavor? 6. And how many chose red velvet as their favorite cake flavor? 12. Can you answer this question? How many more people chose vanilla than strawberry as their favorite cake flavor? If you answered B, you're correct. 8 more people chose vanilla than strawberry. If 14 people chose vanilla and 6 people chose strawberry, all I have to do is subtract those numbers. 14 minus 6 equals 8. Let's move on to line graphs. Now, a line graph is a graph that shows data using lines. This data is information that is collected over time. Sometimes it's hours, sometimes it's weeks, sometimes it's miles. But we use a line graph to show data that has been collected over time. So here's an example of cookie sales that were sold over the course of 1 week. Well, each endpoint is going to represent the number of boxes. So if I look at Monday, I'll see that there was only 1 box of cookies sold on Monday. On Tuesday, my line is going up. So this means that the sale number of boxes went up as well. There were 4 boxes sold on Tuesday. And if I go to Wednesday, how many boxes were sold on Wednesday? There were 7 boxes sold on Wednesday. On Thursday, the sales dropped. So less boxes were sold. How many boxes were sold on Thursday? Good, there are 5 boxes sold on Thursday. And last but not least, how many boxes were sold on Friday? 10. There were 10 boxes sold on Friday. Let's practice reading more line graphs. Here's a line graph that represents the number of cars sold over the course of the week. Well, if I look on Monday, I see that there were 3 cars sold on Monday. On Tuesday, more cars were sold. How many cars were sold on Tuesday? 5. There were 5 cars sold on Tuesday. On Wednesday, there were more cars sold. How many cars were sold on Wednesday? 6. There were 6 cars sold on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, the number of cars sold went down. How many cars were sold on Thursday? 4. There were 4 cars sold on Thursday. And then on Friday, the number of cars sold went up again. How many cars were sold on Friday? Good, there were 9 cars sold on Friday. Well, let's answer some questions about this line graph. What day of the week sold the most cars? If you guessed Friday, you're correct. Friday sold 9 cars. That's the most cars out of all the other days of the week. How many more cars were sold on Monday than Friday? Well, if there were 3 cars sold on Monday and 9 cars sold on Friday, all I have to do is subtract these numbers. 9 minus 3 is going to be 6. So there were 6 more cars sold on Monday than on Friday. So this is how you will read pictograph and line graphs. Now it's your turn. Can you answer the questions about the pictographs and the line graphs below?